behalf of our chairman, Dr. BHUJANG SHETTY. He was unable to come. So this is basically rediscovering the emotional and the spiritual journey of a surgeon. And his journey has been across 3 to 4 decades. So obviously he's put in a lot of ideas and thoughts into it. Unfortunately, he couldn't be here, and I'm not sure whether I'll be able to do justice to his talk, but I will surely try. So basically why he wanted to share this and share these journeys of the surgeon is because he started way back in 1982, and the December of 1982 is when he set up a very small 2-room clinic, and as a one-man army. He had, of course, his wife, Mrs. Shetty, to assist, and she was not even a doctor. They had no game plan, no strategy, no budget. Now we have an entire team to help us out. We have one facilities manager, we have one person who takes care of OT manager. So at that point of time, he was just a one-man army, fresh out of his MS, and he had a dream to succeed in bringing what he has learned to people for the benefit of the masses, so to say. So when he then went on with the principle that great dreams of great dreamers are always transcended. So that doesn't mean you just dream when you're asleep. You also dream when you're awake. You dream to fulfill those thoughts that have come across, even in your awakened state. And then over the last 30 years, that dream, along with a lot of devotion, has got transformed into the Narayana Nethralaya that we are today. So this was the 2-room clinic that began, where there were just 2 people, one ophthalmologist and one a spouse who doubled up as a manager, a secretary, an OT assistant, and as a mother of the 2 children as well. So theirs has been a fantastic journey, and we're all part of it. And now we are at 4 centers and growing stronger day by day. So what was the inspiration, or who was the inspiration behind this was, of course, 3 stalwarts. One is Dr. Badrinath, the father of modern ophthalmology in India. Even the name Nethralaya of Narayana Nethralaya was inspired by SM. Then Dr. Rao, who showed us that we can extend good quality eye care to the underprivileged with the help of our paying patients. So that was a superb model where even at grassroots levels they are able to deliver eye care in the form of their peripheral centers. And then there is Dr. GV, who showed us that you could establish institutes even through community services, where if you walk into Arvind, you can see the hordes and hordes of people who are getting excellent care by the best trained in the country. So these people were the inspiration to what NN stands today. And an important thing and belief was that your attitude and not your aptitude will determine your altitude. So how far you go in life depends on what sort of an attitude you adopt. If you adopt something that you already know, then we stop there. I think if we are in that mindset that we want to continue to learn, I think we'll also continue to grow. So what is our attitude towards our patients, the patients' expectations, their experience? We need to put ourselves in their shoes and make them our own brand ambassadors. So once we practice a patient-centric care, that's when I think most of our job is already done. It's not a business that we run. We're all ophthalmologists, so we're in the caregiving department or the industry, so to say, and hence we are to be more sensitive towards them and understand they could have other potential problems beyond just their eye issues. So the relationship between a doctor and a patient must be like a bee and a flower, gentle, mutually beneficial, and totally transparent. You know what you're doing. Patient knows what to expect from you. So it's as simple as that. There is no hidden agenda here where we want to make more. Like they say, don't kill the goose that lays the golden egg. So the patient is the one who brings your livelihood. So be nice to that patient. Be ethical towards that patient. So what about your colleagues? Let's not forget that bad cases can happen to all of us. As of now, we've started seeing on WhatsApp groups, complications of surgeries, and worse still is complications of surgeries being circulated in non-physician WhatsApp group. That is actually bringing us down. But the source would have been some physician, right? No patient can walk into a clinic and take a complicated case photograph. So I think we should see all our colleagues as our friends, not as competition, but as peers, so to say, and let's not criticize, and if in doubt, talk to them. You could be referring a patient to somebody, or somebody could be referring a patient to you, because once we all stay united, I think especially to fight the so-called antagonism that we're seeing from a lot of the public, where they go straight to court, I think it will be easier for us to fight it. What about work? I think we should make work more pleasant and not like a task. It's like not every morning, oh, I have to go to work today. I think we should make it our goal to make that particular day fruitful for ourselves and also for our patients, and we should make the journey a joy and compete with ourselves and not with others. The minute we start trying to compete with others in the department, in the hospital, I think we'll become bordering on unethical. So let's do what we must do, not everything. Everything does not need to be achieved on a single day. And what about life? I think that's the larger picture, and we should not forget that he who never climbed never fell. So if you just stay put in one place, you're just going to stay there and probably even develop some pressure source. So we need to move, we need to grow up, we need to transcend all our limitations, and at the end of the day, yes, fruits or success is important, but that cannot be the only thing. We have been trained in so many things. I think we need to achieve those targets based on what we are best at. And we always need to think positive, not what happened yesterday, what happened day before. Let's look ahead. And I think to achieve all that, the most important thing is a teamwork. So unless you're a private practitioner, even then you have a whole team of non-physician staff in your hospital. But in our institute, the bigger we have grown, the more people are there in our team, and every person is a very, very integral part of our team, so to say. So alone we can do so little, and together we can do so much more. From delivering basic care to advanced care, from doing just clinical work to doing a whole lot of research, I think it's the whole team that matters. So this was one of the oldest team, and a picture with all our staff from the very beginning. Of course, this is expanded, and we've got newer groups together like this, but this is one of the oldest that we have. And what happens is that you can't always be the leader to say that I should do best or I need to lead the team. Every single person can lead their own units, and that's when the whole group can go forward. This is something that our chairman likes to put up. He says, if you pay peanuts, you get monkeys. So at NN, we have the lowest attrition rate. And as I think Dhirubhai Ambani said, the only one thing you can do alone is in the washroom. For everything else, you need a team. And if you need a team, you need to ensure that they are well compensated so that they continue to stay with you. Quickly, a few slides on ethics. I think as doctors, we need to self-regulate. We don't need the law to tell us this is the right thing and this is the wrong thing. Of course, there are something called as a code of ethics. I think all of you all should please read through the new code of ethics that has come from NMC. What we were following all these years was something that came from the IMC. That was what we were following. But the new code of ethics that's been released has a lot of things that will have a huge impact on us. And as of now, it's not yet a law. It's still being debated. It's not yet being presented in the houses. So there is an email that is also being circulated that if you have any objection to these code of ethics, because it has several points on advertising, on taking reviews from patients, so those things are not allowed anymore if this gets passed as a law. So I think that's what we should all check and see what best we can implement. Now this is an interesting picture. So if you look at it, the bird is sitting on a very, very tiny branch. So does it trust the branch? That the branch is not going to give way with the weight? What does it trust? It trusts its wings. So at the end of the day, it knows that even if the branch gives way, it has its wings to take off and save itself. So you are your own back. You have to cover yourself in such a way that you're not into so much trouble that you need the whole world to help you. So this is about a business that only makes money is a poor business. This especially applies to us because we are not really in the business. We are in an industry which gives care. So we can't only be thinking about the gains. We have a lot more to invest besides just financially. We are investing our emotions. We are investing our time. We are investing our family time so that patient care is above all. But if you do all this right, I think if you can sleep peacefully at night, I think it's the journey well made. And these are all the components of success. I don't think we can pinpoint to any one single thing. And a life is not significant except for its impact on others' lives. And I'm sure all of us are making impacts. It does not necessarily have to be only our patients, but everybody we meet and along our journey. Thank you so much. My. So I have one more talk, sir.